time's a charm. Let's see. Let's see how this goes. Trying to see if we can get TikTok to sync with Restream so that I can not just do TikTok. I can do Twitch, I can do YouTube, I can do Kick all at the same time. Now, the problem is that I've been having is that Restream, the TikTok integration is brand new. So they don't typically have everything synced, including the chat. So I've been missing some chats. I've been missing some comments, which have been frustrating. But I've spoken to their help desk. They've told me to do something a certain way. And so here I am. I'm testing what they've given us and seeing if this works. So if I go up here, no, that's not working. It says we're streaming across everything, so that's good. Oh, look at that. And we've got Gold Bait Entertainment. I can see what's going on with TikTok now. I wasn't able to do that before. This is great. This is really, really good. So yeah, let's see if we can keep this up. Let's see if we can keep this going live for a little bit. See if a few more of the guys from TikTok jump in, and I can see if this actually works. We've got Mark FN on TikTok as well. How are you doing? Twitch and YouTube, you know, we're going to schedule this for tomorrow night, ready for Raw. We're going to put out the schedule, we're going to put out the thumbnail, etc. So it won't feel so random as, you know, what time it is now, like 10:10 on a Sunday evening. Won't feel as random. But the whole point of this was just to test if I could see what was going on with TikTok, and it looks like I can. It looks like I can. So that's a start, at least. That is a start. So yeah. If you are watching from TikTok, and for some reason I can't see you, please chat. And if I don't see your chat, then apologies. Technical issues that I'm trying to work through to see if we can use this system and broadcast to multiple platforms. If not, then we'll stick with TikTok. It's a big night tomorrow night. Debut of WWE Raw on Netflix. It is a big evening. If this doesn't work, we will just go with what we know does work, which is TikTok. We'll stay on TikTok, and YouTube and Twitch and Kick. They can all come next. The main thing is going to be YouTube. It's going to be TikTok for sure. Levi Hownham apparently has joined on TikTok, so appreciate that. Not got any chats coming through. We'll see. Messi Ronaldinho Cristiano 7 has come through from YouTube saying Black Mon. I don't know what that means. What's going on in the chat? I think you're putting in some emojis there that aren't coming through. So thank you for those emojis. Hope you're doing well. And just whilst we are testing this out, Levi, you've liked the like. Thank you. You like the TikTok. Thank you for that. Please put a comment in. What I'm doing is right now is I'm testing. The main point of this is to test chat from TikTok to see if it comes through. So if you're watching from TikTok, please put in a chat. That'd be really helpful. If you're watching from YouTube, though, if you join us on YouTube, welcome. Same from Twitch as well. This is just a test stream. Not going to be doing this for long, but whilst we're here, let's talk about Raw tomorrow night on Netflix. Are we excited? Are we looking forward to Raw on Netflix tomorrow night? We have CM Punk versus Seth Rollins, which I think is going to be a first of 3. We have Tribal Combat. We have Roman Reigns versus Solo Sikoa. We have Rhea Ripley versus Liv Morgan, and they've said this is going to be the end. This is going to be it. They're finally drawing a line. So yeah, we've got we've got a few things going on. The Rock is going to show up. John Cena is going to show up. Logan Paul is going to show up. It's a stack show. We've got Drew McIntyre versus Jay. Jay Uso. Got quite a few things going on. So it's gonna be a really good show. Really looking forward to it tomorrow. Levi put in a chat through TikTok, and it's come through this new system that Restream have told me to set up. So I think this might be working. Levi, hi mate, hope you're well. Can't wait for Raw. Gonna be insane. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It's gonna be absolutely fantastic. Yeah, really can't wait. Ben Cox, hello. Yes, this is working. The TikTok integration is working. People are coming through. Hi, how you doing? Let us know if there are any technical issues. Let me know if there's any delays. That'd be really good. Let me know what you think to the extra graphics and things as well, compared to what I normally do, as to whether this is good or not, whether you like it or not. Using this new system means that I get to add a few bits and pieces. So yeah, I can put a ticket, can put a name down the bottom. Wondering if this kind of thing would work on TikTok, if it works everywhere. Ben, finally working. Yes, it is. You'd like to see them more close up? Well, thank you for that, Ben. Let's see. Oh, there we go. All right. So we can do this. So we still get the logo. We still get the little things at the bottom. We still get the ticker. But you get more of me. I don't know if that's a good thing, Ben, but yes, here I am. Kresma, only one more day to go. Yes, there is one more day. I am a musical theatre fan, so I was just about to burst into Les Mis just then, but I don't think everybody would want to see that, so I'll hold off for now. Then yeah, going into a Les Mis rendition. Grumpy Grandma is here. How are you doing? Look at this. Oh, it's good when something comes together, isn't it? It's good when things work. So we've got TikTok, we've got YouTube. No one from Twitch yet, which is interesting. But there we go. It's strange though, because TikTok, it pushes you out into the algorithm. As far as I'm aware, Twitch and YouTube don't, unless you're massive. And I'm no Mr. Beast, and I appreciate that. Leo, Jesus lobes you. He lobes you and he loves you. So thank you for that, mate. I appreciate that. Ben Cox, so excited. Hopefully I can stay up till whatever time Raw ends. You and me both, mate. Triple H said that the great thing with Raw on Netflix is that there is no set end time. They can go as long or as short as they want. So I think they're going to keep it tight. They're not just going to go on for the sake of going on and turn it into a 4-hour PLE every week. But if The Rock shows up and starts taking a load of time with his promos, hopefully they won't have to cut 10 minutes from somebody else's match to count for The Rock going off on his promos. So yeah, we'll see what time it finishes. It might be 3, it might be 4, it might be somewhere in the middle. We'll see. We'll see what's going on. Grumpy Grandma, hello Matt. One more for the big premium for Netflix. I can't wait, brother. Yes, it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be absolutely fantastic. Ben, I was buzzing when I saw you were live. Oh, dude, that's very kind. Thank you, mate. Yeah, I'm doing this. I mean, I don't know if you've got a title for my stream anywhere, but I'm doing this as a test, as I've said, to see if the whole system works using different platforms. But it is also nice to come on and chat to everybody. So I hope you're doing well. I hope you've had a good weekend. And yeah, very, very, very excited for Raw on Netflix tomorrow night. It's going to be awesome. Going to be awesome. Kresma, R-Truth needs to win a world title before he retires. Like, seriously, he really deserves it. I mean, it would be nice, but you don't give world titles out for participation. That's just not how it works. This in AEW. Sorry, that was a low blow. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't think he'll ever get a world title, but you know, maybe Maybe some recognition in the Hall of Fame or something. We'll see. Ben, The Rock showing up and Paul doing the 1, 2, 3 with his fingers can't be a coincidence, right? The Rock showing up, was that his post on social that he's dropped today that seems to be suggesting that we're heading towards Roman versus Rock, in my opinion, at WrestleMania. Paul doing the 1, 2, 3. When was that? It is going to be interesting. Paul Heyman being the one holding the Ulafala and having to present it at the end of the match. We'll see how that goes. Grumpy Grandma, the final boss looks really jacked and in wrestling shape. I hope so. I was really impressed by what he was able to do WrestleMania Night 1, WrestleMania 40. Like, that was a 40-minute match, and he was in it the whole way. He didn't get gassed. I mean, it wasn't a wrestling match. It wasn't a bell-to-bell type match, but he looked good. He took it seriously. He trained seriously, and he delivered. So hopefully he can do the same again. Hopefully, if he's going to be at WrestleMania, it's going to be a proper match. It's going to be proper Rock in shape, having a proper match. Charisma, by the way, what's main eventing Raw debut? Everywhere I just see different stuff. Interesting. I was pretty sure, based on what they said on Raw last week, that it was going to be Punk versus Rollins main eventing. And I think that was the plan. But as we know with WWE, it's all subject to change, isn't it? It's all subject to change. So yeah, that could have been the plan, and then they're going to change it to Roman and Solo because The Rock's going to show up. I don't know, but we'll see. I think the plan as of last week was Punk and Rollins. They'd cut a few promos saying that they were going to main event the biggest Raw in WWE history, but we'll see. Kresma, ain't Mercedes got like 3 belts right now? It's awful. To be fair, I know I made an AEW joke. I don't really follow it, so that's maybe me being a bit disingenuous. I know she has got a few titles, but they are from different companies though, so it's not like she's just collecting them all in AEW and Ring of Honor. But yeah. Ben, Paul did 1, 2, 3 on SmackDown like The Rock did when he came back at Bad Blood. I missed that, mate. I can't remember that. So we'll see about that. It's going to be really interesting. As I was saying on the live on Friday for SmackDown, I honestly I can't pick a definite way to go. I can't read the tea leaves. Like there's nothing obvious at the minute for what they're going to do with tribal combat and the next steps after this, and who's going to be the tribal chief and where's The Rock going to fit in. Yeah, I cannot see it, and I'm quite happy about that. Yeah, I'm really happy about that. So I like my wrestling unpredictable, so that'll be good. All right. Okay. Grumpy Grandma, Cena will be very interested on Raw, and who do you think is going to face or confront him? Good question. My gut would be Logan Paul, just because it creates a bit of a viral moment. It's not just Cena coming out. I think Cena coming out and then having Logan Paul come out because, and Logan Paul doing a whole like, you're the past, I'm the future type thing. I think that would work quite well. Ben Cox, I think we're getting a full heel turn for Seth. I think we're going to see 2014-15 Rollins again. Hope so. I mean, I think Punk should turn heel. I think that would be more interesting, but he makes too much money for everybody. So yeah, it probably will be Rollins. And Rollins makes it work. He makes everything work as long as he's not buried under Punk. That's all I'm saying. Right, I've just realised that these captions that I was playing with are a bit misleading. So I'm going to turn these off. There you go. That's a bit more relevant, isn't it? Okay. Dawsy, are you doing a live until tomorrow? No, because I'm working tomorrow. So no, I'm not staying up. I'm not saying this is a quick one. This is just a quick one to test some technical things I was working on ready for tomorrow. So yeah, we're not doing that. Kresma, Rock has been confirmed to be in attendance at Raw on Netflix. Yes, and he put out a load of social posts tonight, basically saying he's going to be there. His Instagram post said he's going to be there. So yeah, we've got that confirmed. Kresma, AW ruined Ring of Honor. So unfortunate. Yeah, there we go. Doris McShannon, wait, is Raw tonight? No, I'm sorry. I was testing some graphics. Sorry, Doris. I didn't mean to confuse you there. I was just testing some things out. Nico, I have a feeling Logan Paul is going to interrupt Cena. There you go. Great minds think alike. Kresma, Chris Jericho is Ring of Honor World Champion and don't think he has even defended it on Ring of Honor, only AEW. Yeah. Here's the thing. It's a strange one. Like, AEW seems to have so many titles and like gives them away. So like, is that reducing the value of those titles? What do we think? Ollie Marley. Oh, that's what you're thinking. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I have changed it so it doesn't look like that. The title of the stream is a test. So apologies for the confusion there. Gandalf, apparently Uncle Howdy is returning tomorrow. I wouldn't be surprised. Big show. Got to get all your biggest, most popular stars in there. So I would not be surprised. Aaron, The Rock confirmed for tomorrow. Yes, he is. Yeah, he's put it on his Instagram. And then his TikTok post that he put just had 6-1 on the end of it. So yeah, he's going to be there. Don't know how he's going to be there. Don't know if he's going to be a menacing presence in and around Tribal Combat or if he's just going to show up at the end. We'll see. Robert Jones, are you expecting some legends tomorrow? Maybe, but like relevant legends, like maybe a Trish Stratus and a Lita, something like that. Maybe not too far back, but we'll see. I mean, they seem to like having Hulk Hogan around. Jesse Ventura's signed for Saturday Night Main Event. I think Triple H will start the show as well. So yeah, we'll see. If you've got Triple H, The Rock, and John Cena all coming on camera, that's 3 effective legends. So I think they'll work it. What do you think, Robert? Who do you think will come out? Gandalf, if they put Penta on a singles run, who would you like to see him face? I'm sorry, I don't know Penta. I don't know what his wrestling style is. I've never seen him before. I've not had a chance to look him up over the last few days. Who do you think he'd be good with, Gandalf? Let us know. Who do you think he'd be good? Ben, just leave the TikTok on till tomorrow. Saves you having to go live again. That would be really boring, Ben, because we get to a Truman Show stage where you'd just be watching me sleep. And I don't think anyone wants to see that. So, yeah. I like the idea, though. Grumpy Grandma Matt, I think LA Knight will confront him and drop some savage things back and forth. I think LA Knight comes out on Raw. Interesting. Well, he's actively going after the US title with Shinsuke. So I don't think he's going to just he might randomly show up on Raw because it's the debut on Netflix. I don't think he's going to get into any feuds, though, because he's already pretty committed with Shinsuke at the minute. John, has it been confirmed who's main eventing? Someone else asked this earlier. I thought it was confirmed it was Rollins and Punk. I thought that was what they'd been cutting their promos on last week. But I wouldn't be surprised if it's been changed, especially if Rock's showing up And if there's going to be some kind of action after the Tribal Combat match, I wouldn't be surprised if that closes the show. So even if the intention was for Rollins and Punk to headline, it's WWE, things do change. I wouldn't be surprised. Kresma, yeah, he's announcing it, proves he's going to make an appearance, definitely. Grumpy Grandma, because Knight and Cena and a face-to-face and Payback. Maybe we'll see. We'll see. I won't be surprised if, I think every star is going to be there at some point. I don't think we'll get LA Knight interacting with Cena, but I think LA Knight will show up. I think Cody will show up. I think Kevin Owens will show up. I think all the major players will be on screen at some point, even if they're not going to be regulars on Raw. Kresma, would you say Braun Strowman is a Hall of Famer? I think he definitely is. It depends what your bar is for Hall of Famer. He's a world champion. I don't see him being like a headline Hall of Famer, though. I think he would be a Hall of Famer that goes in the same year as John Cena, the same year as, someone else who is more noteworthy, I think. Ben Cox, I think Becky returns when the Rhea versus Liv match ends. Maybe. Good shout. Angles with both of them, to be fair, especially the way that Liv beat Becky for the title with Dom interfering. So there is a logic to it for sure. We'll see. We'll see. It depends what her angle is for going into the next few months. If she's going to be that active, if she's going to have a match at the Royal Rumble, if she's going to be in the Royal Rumble, if she's going to be at WrestleMania. It depends what her angle is. Because I think she's just scored a part on the new Star Trek TV series. So it depends if she's going to be busy doing that for 6 to 9 months. Can she come out, take breaks from that and continue a feud? Don't know. We'll see. Mills, hi, how you doing? 24 hours, Mills, and then we'll get Rhea versus Liv. You must be very excited. John, issue with tomorrow is I feel they need to give Liv, Roman, and Punk matches at least half the show. Well, yeah, but then it's Netflix. So I would not be surprised if it's a 3-hour show. And it's a 3-hour show without adverts or minimal adverts or picture-in-picture or something. So, who knows? We'll wait and see. But I wouldn't be surprised if each of those matches gets a good 20-plus minutes. Roman solo, Punk and Rollins. I think at least those two will get at least 20 minutes each for sure. So yeah, Mills, how are you doing? I'm not feeling well. I've got a sore throat. Oh, Mills, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm doing really well. I am very excited for Raw tomorrow night. We're going to go live streaming from 11. It starts at 1 a.m. So we'll do 2 hours worth of build up and then we'll do the show. Very, very excited. I hope you feel better and I hope you can join us. I hope you're not too tired and ill for the show tomorrow. Kresma, I was rewatching some old WWE today and I forgot how good Evan Bourne actually was. Oh no. I don't know who Evan Bourne was. I'm sorry. He must have been before 2020. Like, you know me, I've got that gap between Attitude Era, between 2001 and 2020. Who's Evan Bourne? Was he ever a champion? Who was his biggest feud? Why was he so good? Like, what was he good at? Let us know. Getting off the white, I have a feeling Becky Lynch will cost Liv Morgan tomorrow since Liv said she retired Becky. Yeah, Ganoff, that's a good shout. There's definitely a ready built storyline in there. If that's how they want to use Becky Lynch, then it writes itself. It really does. I also thought Rollins and Punk, but so this is the main event. John says, I thought it was Rollins and Punk, but Fat Rock is back makes me think it's Roman who main events. Possibly, although you'd think they'd have known that when they were doing their promos last week. Maybe The Rock showing up is like a recent decision, something that's only happened in the last few days. Craig, The Rock coming in to disappear again. Craig, I don't know. I honestly don't know. It was all part of the final boss promos and all of that stuff. But you know, he does have a good big relationship with the executives at Netflix. Not surprised that he was part of the deal making to get Netflix and WWE together. He's on the board. He's committed. I imagine part of that whole negotiation with Netflix going, so Rock, you're going to be on. You'll be on the show, right? You'll be showing up. So I do think that Rock will be around more often this year than he was last year, but we'll see. We'll see. Jay Lavelle, how are you doing? Or Lovell? John Cena, open challenge tomorrow. If so, who would you predict? Logan Paul. Logan, I don't know. I just feel like, especially if you're not tying John Cena into a feud straight away, if he's just kind of like an opening night, first night, it's Raw, it's my farewell tour. It needs an easy heel. Like just someone who like, and a big name as well. So like a Logan Paul coming out for a one night, or maybe starting something that goes to the Rumble, maybe like that could work. John, I watched Payback 23 last night and was weird seeing NXT champion Stratton confront Becky. Yeah. Well, I mean, Bron Breakker and then Tiffany Stratton, they're the first two people from the new NXT 2.0 that have come through and to the main roster and got titles. Yeah, it's going to be interesting watching Tiffany walk around with that title and who I think her first feud will be Nia, and I think she'll have some warm-up matches against Candice. But yeah, it can be interesting to see what happens with Tiffany now she's got that belt. Jay Lovell, you think there will be a brand split still, or they show up throughout? I think there will be a brand split. They've tried to make it part of the storyline to say, oh, there's a transfer window, there's a trade window. So they've tried to acknowledge it. But Royal Rumble and WrestleMania season gets very blurry anyway. Like every year, the run up to Royal Rumble, Royal Rumble to WrestleMania, you typically have lots of people crossing over because they're basically just building whatever matches are going to work best at WrestleMania, regardless of where they are. Elimination Chamber, the number one contenders match is often mixed between SmackDown and Raw. So I think it will be fluid. I think they'll kind of maybe acknowledge the brand split, but not really. Gandalf, I think this year Bray Wyatt will enter the Hall of Fame. Not a bad shout. Carl Sweetman, fave title. Of all time, the IC title. It's the Workman title. Everybody's gone through the IC title. I love the IC title. Needless Mike, when is it live UK time? It is Tuesday 1 a.m. So it'll be Monday night, but it won't be until 1 a.m. in the morning. So you've got about 26 hours left. Yeah, 27 hours, something like that. True Guna forever. Usually these shows are normally disappointing. I don't think this one will be, mate. If you look at what they've got planned, Rollins versus Punk, Roman versus Solo, Drew versus Jay, Rhea versus Liv. I'm sure I'm missing at least one. Rock is going to be there. Cena's going to be there, kicking off his farewell tour. Triple H will probably open the show. You've got Travis Scott performing. You've got Cody will make an appearance, I am sure. Kevin Owens will make an appearance, I am sure. You'll have Sammy and Jimmy. It's gonna. I don't think this will be a disappointing show. I think this will be a good one. Yeah, I've got high hopes for this one. Gandalf, since my prediction for Joe Hendry to sign with WWE this year, I think he will return at the Royal Rumble. That would be awesome if he does. It'd be amazing for him to come out, just hear the say his name and he appears, and then he actually appears at the Royal Rumble. I think that would be brilliant. That would be really, really cool. Mills, are you going to watch it? And I might watch you. Yes, I'm going live, as I say, and apologies if I'm falling a bit behind on comments. The usual thing, as those who usually drop in know. I engage with everyone's comments. I like to chat properly. That does mean that other people's comments do kind of start to stack up. So apologies for that. But yes, I will be up. We'll do it. We'll start at 11 and we'll just white knuckle it all the way through. Archie, biggest what if for tomorrow night? Ooh, Archie, that's a good question. I don't know. To be honest, there's so much going on. I mean, my biggest what if, personally, in everything that's going on, is what if Randy Orton turns on Cody Rhodes? That's my biggest what if, Archie. And what if Randy turns on Cody? For tomorrow night, I mean, what if Logan Paul attacks Cena? What if Logan Paul attacks Gunther? What if Solo wins and Paul Heyman has to present it with the Ula Fala and Paul Heyman has to be his wise man? Yeah. I think Gunther and Logan Paul will have face-to-face tomorrow. Maybe. You've got to remember, like, yes, it's debut Raw on Netflix. It's big, etc. They will hold some things back. They do have 4.5 months to get to WrestleMania. They do have 4 weeks, 5 weeks to get to the Rumble. Like, they're not going to throw everything at us tomorrow night. I don't believe. I think there might be things. If Logan Paul is genuinely going after the world title, maybe it's tomorrow, maybe it's not. I think he could have a one-off match with Cena tomorrow night and then go after Gunther next week. John, is there not a Travis concert also? Yes, Travis Scott. I don't think it'll be a concert. I think it'll be one of these, like, they perform 1, maybe 2 songs, and that'll be it. Again now, for WrestleMania 41, Braun Breaker versus Sheamus. Sheamus finally wins the IC title. Maybe. I wouldn't mind it, to be honest. I think that would be really fun. I wonder how much longer Sheamus can go on for. He's amazing, but he's been going a while now. So giving him a WrestleMania moment and giving him the Grand Slam would be really nice before he hangs up his boots. Ben, I'm sad that it's already the kickoff for Cena's farewell tour. Yeah. You can only count down for so long until it gets here, mate, unfortunately. Mills, that'd be great. Well, I'm going to be live, and I'll hope as many of you join us as you can. Like, I really enjoy doing these watch-alongs and having this shared space, this community where we talk to each other and we get excited about things and we chat. I really enjoy it. So if you are better and you want to watch along with us, that'd be awesome. That'd be really cool. Let's catch up on the chats. Ben, the other match you missed was Dre versus Drew. There you go. RS plays. Hey, Matt. How you doing, Staffy? How you doing, buddy? You doing well? Mills going to sleep. Have a good evening. Have a good night's sleep. I hope you feel better tomorrow. Have a good day tomorrow. Going to be live from 11 p.m. tomorrow. Monday, 11 p.m. is when we're going live. That's what we're doing. Archie, I see Roman winning, then Rock comes out, attacks Roman. It's revealed that New Bloodline is run by The Rock. Maybe. I definitely think something's going to happen. And The Rock putting out this promo video today on his socials, really pushing that Samoan heritage, really pushing his own title of High Chief something. Apologies, don't mean to be disrespectful. I don't remember the name. I do think there's no coincidence that we've got Rock pushing a heritage strong promo today and Tribal Combats tomorrow. Like, I think something's going to be happening for sure. Tanya White, who is excited for Monday? Everybody is excited for Monday. Obviously, because it's the first Monday back after the new year, so everyone's going to work. That's the exciting thing, right? Gandalf. If Rock helps Solo tomorrow, does that mean Roman have to acknowledge Solo? Again, all part of the intrigue. Would Roman have to acknowledge Solo? Would Paul Heyman have to be Solo's wise man? What will that dynamic be between Solo, Roman, and Rock going forward? I can't see Roman being weakened to the point where he is subservient to Solo. I don't think that can work. I don't. So I think if Solo wins, I don't think Roman sticks around and is like an also ran with Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga. Like, I think Roman just goes. So we'll see. Tanya, Tiffany deserved that title. I'm so happy she cashed in. Yes, we were all very happy. We all went from being very happy that she showed up to then being gutted that she was fake out again to then really happy. It was a bit of a roller coaster on the live. It really was. Dowsy, is Raw tonight? No, it's tomorrow. It's the evening of Monday the 6th, which for us in the UK will be 1 a.m. on Tuesday the 7th. Archie, also Pentagon Junior debut, potentially. Oh no, another wrestler that I don't know who they are. But here's the thing, WWE, they're really good at introducing people and letting you know about them. So whether that's Michael Cole and Pat McAfee doing their bit on commentary, whether it's a promo package, etc. So if they do show up, I'm sure I'll learn. Or I'll learn where WWE wants me to put them. Ethan, good to see you, mate. What returns do you think will happen on Monday? Well, we know we're getting Rock. We know we're getting Cena. I'm pretty sure Logan Paul will show up. Wouldn't be surprised if Becky Lynch shows up. Wouldn't be surprised if Charlotte Flair shows up. Wouldn't be surprised if Randy Orton shows up. I mean, you've got to think, though, that they've got to save something for USA Network. They can't just throw everybody at it. So we'll see. Who do you think is going to show up? Do you think anybody extra that I've not mentioned? Archie, he's an AEW guy who's pretty much better than Sin Cara. Okay, is he one of the guys that's been stuck in that contract feud with Tony Khan, basically just extending his contract for injury days or something? Ben, I just realized we're going to get Pat Yeating for the first time on Raw in ages. Big win. Yes. We're going to get big energy, big excitement energy from Michael Cole and Pat McAfee. It's going to be good. It's going to be really good. Kresma, Ilya Dragunov, future multiple-time world champion for sure. I hope so. Kresma, I really hope so. I'm a massive Ilya Dragunov fan from his time in NXT UK through NXT and then up onto the main roster. I think he's brilliant. And I really hope that if not he and Gunther, he and Bron Breakker go a few rounds over the years in terms of the world title. I really hope so because I think they'd all have great matches. John, it's going to be Charlotte versus Tiffany at WrestleMania. I hope so. I really hope so. And I think there's a really good story to tell there. Charlotte basically being the veteran, the OG, and Tiffany being the new girl. But also Tiffany's been really public in saying that Charlotte was the reason that she got into wrestling. So yeah, there's loads of stuff there that, and I think they'd have a great match as well. Charlotte, as much as she gets a bit of hate, Charlotte is excellent and has really good matches with almost everybody. So yeah, I would be really excited for Charlotte Tiffany at Mania, personally. Michael Brennan, how you doing? Thoughts on the Drew, KO, and Seth joining together? I don't think so. Personally, I don't see it. I don't see like a Shield 2.0 I don't think they need it. And I think they're all main event soloists. They don't need to be in a faction. I don't think that. Yeah, I don't think that's needed. I think they can all have common enemies and motivations without being in a faction officially. Gandalf, when do you think CM Punk will Is that rebel? I don't know. He seems to have everything under control. Everyone has said that he's been a model citizen in the locker room in the last 12 months. I think everyone's making far too much money to be getting annoyed with each other. So, yeah, I think he's going to keep going for a while until he packs it in. Kresma, Ilya can have a 5-star match with anyone. Yes, he can. Yeah, I love Ilya Dragunov, and yeah, his matches with Gunther from NXT UK and NXT were just something else. And Ilya always put on match of the night in NXT for sure. And the matches that he had in the King of the Ring tournament last year on Raw, when they did that King of the Ring tournament in the build up to that on Raw, he had a few fantastic matches. I was really impressed with Ilya. Gandalf, when do you think Punk will reveal the favor him and Heyman was talking about? Interesting. Honestly, don't know. I mean, one argument could be that if Roman Rock is a main event, CM Punk pulls a card that says, I want to be in that main event as well. But then if the whole story with Rock and Roman is around some heritage tribal high chief stuff, then Punk showing up just doesn't make sense. So who knows? What do you guys think? What do you think Punk's favor is going to be? Archie, winners for me tomorrow are Punk, Roman, Rhea, Drew. Yeah, I think that's fair. Yeah, I think they're all really strong picks, to be honest. I agree with those. Michael Brennan, I just think Drew's been hinting at 4 people he's after. KO's interaction with Jay. Yeah, I like the fact that Drew McIntyre has like a hit list. I do. I think that's really fun, a really fun angle. It's interesting though. He's going to get to a point where Sammy, Jay, and Jimmy all turn on him. Like they're all there at the same time. So that, and he's be fighting all 3 of them. So wonder how that's going to go down. Archie, he's been a model citizen because the AD locker room was the issue in the first place. Okay, there you go. It's all about whose side do you take in these kind of things? Who do you believe? I personally think the strangest decision from Tony Khan was releasing that backstage footage from All In last year, because Punk went on the MMA show with Ariel Helwani and gave a full account and said, look, this is what happened. I'm not proud of it, but this is what happened. He was basically being a punk kid, and I told him to put up or shut up. And then Tony Khan just releases this video as if it's going to be really embarrassing for CM Punk and just confirms everything that he said. And yeah, he didn't like clothe himself in glory, but he admitted it. He wasn't hiding anything. And you can imagine Jack Perry being a bit of an idiot. And also, like on the video, CM Punk going over and shouting at, you imagine it was Tony Khan behind that corner. And again, that doesn't make Tony Khan look good when he says, I was scared for my life. And then you watch that video and you're just like, it was a man shouting at you. Like, yeah, you can be scared, but come on, you're the CEO of a wrestling company. Like, come on. Archie says Punk's a good guy. Gandalf, who do you think Roman will face at WrestleMania this year? I think it's The Rock. I think that's what they're building to. I think I might be reading too much into it, but I think that's what The Rock's post today is, and that heritage stuff. That's what that's all been about. And in the post, there is some clips of him looking at the tree, the family tree that they put up in the run up to WrestleMania last year. I personally think they had a whole plan for last year that was a whole tribal chief plan, and there was, and then when it all switched for Cody, they went into that WrestleMania press conference thinking, well, we've already kind of done the work for this. Let's set it up as if we're starting it and then have Cody interrupt. I think they've still got all of that they can use and just drop in this year. So yeah, I think it's gonna be Rock and Roman. Michael Brennan, I think Liv retains against Rhea, then Becky returns. Possibly. It'd be interesting, but then what does Rhea do? Because they very publicly said this is the end. Their promo last week, Rhea and Liv repeatedly said this has to end. We have to end this. So I do think this is the big one to finish their feud. Where does each of them go after this? Rhea's protected because she's Rhea Ripley. Liv is protected. She is the crown jewel champion. So yeah, could go either way, I guess. Kresma, Tony Khan takes advantage of it for money and higher ratings. Yeah, but you got to think of your reputation. There's a difference between just blowing something off to try and get a ratings pop 1 week and just then damaging your reputation for the next year. Michael, he started the physicality, not defending Jack at all, by the way. It's a weird one because if Jack Perry was talking crap, how far does a man like Punk just eat it? Yeah, it's a tricky one. Should Punk have just yes, in an ideal world, the most professional thing would have been for Punk to just have walked away, handed in, walked away, gone and done his match, have a great match with Samoa Joe, go back, give Tony Khan a resignation letter, and then walked out the door. That would have been the most professional thing to do, I guess. But yeah. Actually, interesting they have the Rumble 26 in Saudi. Maybe they want more Big Four PLEs go international. Yeah. Has the Saudi thing been confirmed or is it just reported? I wouldn't be surprised if it's in Saudi. Those Saudi shows are almost like mini WrestleManias, the amount of production they put in and all the pyros and all of that stuff. I wouldn't be surprised if Saudi have re-upped their commitment and said, as part of that, if you're not going to give us WrestleMania, we want the Rumble. If you're not going to give us WrestleMania, we want Survivor Series. So I wouldn't be surprised that's just part of their deal. I'd love it if the Big Four go international. They previously said they wouldn't. They previously said they keep them in the US, but who knows? You're right. Money talks. Money talks, Archie. Michael says it's been confirmed. Michael boycotts all the Saudi shows, so it'll be the first Rumble since '99 that you'll miss. Fair enough. Yeah, taking a stand. Good for you, mate. Kresma, Saudi are making their country look great with no taxes, buying loads of things, but will change soon. Actually, I know that Riyadh season is sponsoring Raw Monday because it's on the canvas, so maybe more big Saudi shows. Maybe. I mean, I think I saw some report that said they've made more from Saudi in the last 5 years or the last 6 years, however long they've been going, than they have in 40 years of WrestleMania, which is just ridiculous. I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, if there's more shows out in Saudi, I would not be surprised. And also, if they're going global, that becomes a bit of a stepping off point for the rest of Asia if they're going to go into India and areas like that, which do have massive followings, but they've never been before. They had like one house show in India on Cena's last run a couple of years ago. If you're over in Saudi for a show, you're already halfway around the world to then get to these other places. I wouldn't be surprised. Prob 827281847 says, saw your latest about Alexa. Would love to know your thoughts on AJ Lee. Well, I'm sorry to disappoint. I don't have many on AJ Lee, to be honest, because I haven't seen her wrestle. Same with Alexa. Between the end of the Attitude Era, 2001, and 2020, I've got a big gap. I have caught up on a number of things, like key moments and stuff, but a lot of it I haven't seen. So I've never seen an AJ Lee match. I've never seen an AJ Lee promo. So I don't really have anything to say, to be honest. The only thing I would say about AJ Lee is a lot of people get very excited about whether and when she's going to come back and if she's going to show up. The only problem with AJ Lee is I wonder if it's something that only wrestling fans will be excited by. And as they go into Netflix and they're trying to broaden this scope as to all these new people that are suddenly discovering WWE on Netflix, if AJ Lee is as big a draw as a lot of people think she is, that's my only query on that one. But yeah, I mean, it's already working. Like anyone who is confused or concerned about WWE going onto Netflix and we're losing the network, we're doing this, like the number of people that I've seen on my TikTok feed recently over the last week that have said, oh, I was scrolling through Netflix and I saw WWE. I've not watched WWE in years. Oh, I'm going to watch this. It's been quite a lot. So just that passive audience, let alone before they start really pushing it out with Cena and Logan Paul and whatnot. Yeah. Right. Yeah, Ben, love how Saudi's getting a big event like Royal Rumble, but Europe isn't. Saudi are giving them lots more money. Like, I think it all comes down to money. Like, I think especially with WrestleMania, I've heard it's like a bidding system, like the Super Bowl. With the Super Bowl, basically the NFL is really open about the fact that cities bid for it, and whoever, almost like the UEFA World Cup, people bid for it. And I wouldn't be surprised if Sadiq Khan in London just weren't willing to give them the money they were asking for. Whereas Saudi, you'll just write them a check. Actually, anyone know how long the Saudi contract is? I think it's getting renewed this year, or it should be renewed this year. I think it was a 10-year deal that's up soon. So I think it should be up. It should, and it'll probably will get renewed because both sides do far too well out of it. Kresma, everyone should stop watching the Saudi shows. Yeah. And then everyone should stop watching Newcastle United. And yeah. And no one should watch the big boxing matches that they host either. Like, yeah. They are whitewashing things, or sports washing. That's the right term. Kresma, if WWE ratings go low, they will have to stop Saudi shows. Ratings means more money. Ratings mean more than money in wrestling. I don't think so anymore, mate. Especially not after this merger. I think TKO in this, like, it's all about brand and partnerships and the shareholders and all that stuff. It might have, when it was Vince McMahon, I think he still had a level of, this is professional wrestling as a sport. And so he wouldn't put sponsors on the mat, on the ring mat, for example. I know he did a lot of other things, but he did have some standards. I think now that's all gone. I think it's just whatever's best for business, whatever's best for eyeballs and money. Unfortunately. Right, I'm going to catch up on the chat, and then I think I'm going to log off soon because it's getting late. Let's just see where we're up to with the chat. Prob, that's interesting. Actually, I wonder if Triple H will stop the big returns because of Netflix to try get more hype. I hope not, because sucks for long-time fans. Yeah, and I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I think they'll come back in a certain way. I don't think they'll like be the big like spectacle pop that we used to have. I just think they might kind of put a bit more planning into it to kind of remind people who certain people are before they just drop back. Tony, how do you think Punk versus Rollins plays out? Tony Lunn, that is an excellent question. Tony, I think that Rollins wins, but it's a bit of a cheat, but it's accidental. I think Rollins does win, but yeah, he cheats, but he doesn't mean to cheat, and so he's got that grey area, and so Punk can say you cheated, Rollins can say it was an accident, and they can kind of keep it going. Stephen, how you doing, mate? Stephen Watts from Oz, how you doing? If they do Rock versus Roman, you think it's like passing of a torch fight? Not anymore. I think if they'd have done it 5 years ago, when they first were talking about it, then yes. And I think to a certain standard, Rock's already tried to pass the torch over to Roman. But I think when he came out of that pay-per-view, everyone was booing Roman, and he was really angry about it. I think Roman's got so big now, he doesn't need the torch passing to him. He is. So no, I don't think. And the thing is, Roman isn't going to be the face of the company. He's not going to be a full-time player. So no, I don't think it's a passing of the torch in that standard, in that way. Ben, money does talk. I agree with that, but you also got to cater to the fans' demands as well. Fans literally made WWE what it is today. Yes, but I do get it. I take a different view that WWE will always find new fans. There's a lot in life where just everybody knows there's always going to be an audience. There's always going to be a customer. Like with global warming, let's boycott all these oil companies. With plastic pollution, let's boycott companies that use plastic. Well, no, because the companies that sell products that don't use plastic are 3 times more expensive, and it's inflation, and I don't have that much money. I'm going to keep using I'm going to keep using the thing that's got plastic in it. Oil companies are killing the world. I'm going to drive an electric car. Well, an electric car is twice as expensive as a normal car, and to charge it with my electricity costs even more than petrol. Like, there's loads of things that, like, if you was to look at the world entirely morally, and I don't like to get too deep into this kind of stuff, political and morals and stuff, because everyone has a reason, everyone has an argument, and that's absolutely fine. But I think you can apply that to WWE and to some of their practices of going to Saudi and stuff. Is like, even if 5% of their millions of fans boycott, they'll make that up with money or with new fans, especially now they're on Netflix. I don't think it'll work. I really don't. I think the only thing that would take them down is like a whole Vince McMahon level scandal, and they dealt with that very quickly to make sure that all went away. That's just my opinion, though. That's my opinion. Like I genuinely, I would love it if fan action did actually make a difference. I really, really would. And I think in some cases it can, but when you're talking like big commercial deals that are worth hundreds of millions of dollars, I don't think it does anything. Archie, hot take. I kind of like the ads on the canvas. Makes it feel more like a sporting event. Interesting. It depends though, because the canvas that we've seen online, it's quite over the top. Like it's not just a Prime logo in the middle; it's everywhere. So we'll have to wait and see as to how distracting that really is. Daniel can't wait for Raw. Neither can I, mate. It's going to be very, very exciting. Liam, hey man, you good? Yes, I'm really good, thank you, mate. How are you? Daniel sent a gift. Thank you. I appreciate that. Kresma, I think The Rock would be better as full owner of WWE. Maybe. I think that ship sailed though, Kresma. I do. I think, yeah. Since Vince did the merger with UFC and TKO and Endeavor, like I think it's now taken on a life of its own, and I think it is a full corporate behemoth. I don't think it'll ever downsize. Like this won't be the XFL. That like 10 years after its failure, The Rock can kind of come in and buy it for $1. Yeah, I think it might have gone too far. Daniel thinks WWE is in very capable hands, though. Triple H with the creative and all of that. Like we're getting a really good product on TV. We're getting really enjoyable professional wrestling. Kresma, he's more open to giving fans what they want. Yeah, and I mean, and hopefully, as a member of the board, he will have a say. Like you've got to hope that if you've got Triple H and The Rock in and around those places of power in that decision making, that they're going to have some influence, and it's not going to just be suits with briefcases of cash just driving every decision. You'd like to hope so. Liam, big reset on Raw, new storylines like Raw after Mania. Hope so. I think we're definitely finishing Liv versus Rhea. But I think Drew versus Jay and everybody else on his list, I think that continues. The Bloodline story in some version will continue. Rollins versus Punk, I think will continue. So I don't think we're going to have a big reset. I don't think we're going to, there's not going to be 9 out of 10 stories finished, but we'll see. Ben, it's just sad to see that unless you benefit money-wise somehow, then something is not worth the time. Yeah, it's... We're getting into Ben. We're getting into capitalism and stuff now. The nature of people don't do stuff for the love; they do it for the money because they want to pay the bills. That's We all got to get paid. We all got to pay our bills. And in wrestling, these guys get into WWE, get into AEW. That's 1 in a billion chance, 1 in a million chance to get there, to get some success, to get them paid so that they don't have to keep risking their body till they're 60, so they can actually have a house and all that stuff. You can see why they do it. Archie, chances on a new set for Raw. I was talking about this on my live a couple of nights ago. I think we might have a one-off, Archie. I think this Monday we might have a one-off. It's in the Intuit Arena, which has a really big media wall, a 360 media wall up in the rafters. I can see them doing something for Raw as a one-off, but they've said in the past that they minimize the stage so they can maximize the seats and the tickets that they sell. So I don't think we're going to go back to a big stage for Raw because it just takes up seats. And as we've been talking about, they want to sell as many tickets as they can. So yeah, we'll see. I don't think so, though. The reign of wrestling. Heat. How are you doing? I'm ready for Jan 6th. Yes, we are all ready for Jan 6th. Very, very exciting. I'm going to be streaming live watch along from 11. We'll have like a 2-hour build up and then we'll go straight into the show. It'll be very exciting. Ben, don't mean to make it so deep. Nate, this is part of it. Like, it's, you know, there's like it's business. Like, we've been talking a lot recently about the ticket prices and about how they're ripping people off. Like, WrestleMania ticket prices right now is the cheapest is $500 a night for night one and then night two. Like, it's $1,000 for that combo price to get up in the rafters of an 80,000 seater stadium. And this whole like Saudi thing, like there are a few people that are saying they boycott the Saudi shows and everyone should boycott, and it's a very valid question. It's a reason why it's controversial. Yeah, it is what it is. Charisma, Tongaloa versus Sin Cara versus Big Show versus Ric Flair WrestleMania 50 main event. I mean, can Big Show still walk? I know Ric Flair says he's got one more match in him, that he's spoken to a doctor and he can take bumps. So we'll see. Intradome is legit the SoFi Stadium in arena form. Yes, that's what I've seen. And the SoFi Stadium was awesome when I was there for Mania 39. It was really cool having that thing go around. Ben Cox, just missed when things were done out of passion and not just financial gain. Yeah. And you got to think that a lot of people involved do it for passion. Like, a lot of the wrestlers still do it for passion. Like, they work the schedule they work, because they love it. The ring crew, the referees, the production team, like, yeah, they all do it for passion. They all do it because they love it. Ben Cox, can Big Show still walk in pieces? Well, just every time I see him, he's limping. Charisma, I can't wait to see Jacob Henry wrestling in WWE. Do you mean Joe Hendry? Or who's Jacob Hendry? Archie, if you have to ask a doctor if you can take bumps, you probably shouldn't wrestle. Archie, that's a good point. That is a very good point, to be fair. Yeah, you probably think you should draw a line at that point, don't you? Charisma, I honestly don't know why he's still wrestling, got a net worth of 10 million and still wrestling. Is that Big Show or is that Ric Flair? Charisma, Jacob Henry is Mark Henry's son. Oh, okay. There you go. I didn't know that. So what was the question? Can't wait to see Jacob Henry wrestling WWE. Is he signed yet? Is he going to NXT yet? Right. I think it was going to be a quick one, and I've been here for nearly an hour and 10 minutes for a quick stream. Oh dear. Although the main stream on Monday is going to be like 5 hours long from 11 till 4. So maybe 1 hour is a quick stream. Ben Cox, love Mark Henry. What a guy. Yes. Big Show's net worth is 10 million. Ric Flair's net worth is only 500K. Well, that's why Ric Flair wants to keep going. Big Show, I don't know. I honestly don't know. Archie, what's your dream Mania card? I want Becky Lynch versus Charlotte Flair. I want Cody Rhodes versus Kevin Owens versus Randy Orton. I want The Rock versus Roman Reigns. I want Punk versus Rollins. I want Drew versus Gunther for the title. Yeah, there's quite a few matches where Charlotte versus Tiffany Stratton, that'd be good. Yeah, there's quite a few in there. I've not put Mania. I've not put much thought to a Mania card. I'm waiting to see how the road to WrestleMania unfolds, how the Royal Rumble unfolds. I'm waiting to see that. Kresma, Jacob Henry is still in WWE development, but hopefully we can see a Jacob Henry Hall of Pain run, maybe. Actually, Cena Gunther for the title, surely. No, actually, I mean, I can see why. Because you want Cena in a title match, and Gunther is a great opponent. I don't think it would do either of them. It wouldn't be a good match, I don't think. Because I don't think Cena's going to eat chops. And I don't think all they've done with Gunther over the last 3 years, I don't think Cena should go over. If not, what match for Cena? Don't say Logan Paul. WrestleMania is a showcase, Archie. It's a showcase event. Yeah, I mean, the wrestling fan in me wants it to be Kresma, as you say, Orton versus Cena. The cynic in me thinks Logan Paul versus Cena is the big match to be the WrestleMania blow off. I've probably upset quite a few people in the last 20 minutes with my thoughts on on money in wrestling, and now Logan Paul going against Cena at WrestleMania. But yeah, that's where I sit, unfortunately. Actually, I mean, it'll be a good match, but I don't know, man. For Cena's final Mania, no, maybe for Backlash. Yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right. For Cena's last Mania, it should be something really special. It should be a wrestling match with Gunther or Randy Orton or Cody Rhodes or Seth Rollins, or like it should be a classic Cena match. Absolutely. But again, it's what we've been saying. Like, it's also a business. Like, if you are a promoter, if you are a wrestling promoter, and you're like, how do I get as much money from advertisers and as many people to watch this show as possible? Movie star John Cena versus social media star Logan Paul is one of the biggest fights you can put on this year. Like, it just is. Yeah. Archie, save Randy for his last match. Yeah, I would love Randy to be his last match. I think I've said before, Randy Orton versus Cena. Randy Orton's the champion. Cena basically all on the line. He either retires as the greatest of all time, 17, or he isn't. I think that'd be a great way to finish. In December, pay-per-view in December, his last match, his last appearance ever. Let's do it. Kresma agrees. Cena's last match should be Randy. There you go. Ben, I know it's still time away, but I'm excited for Money in the Bank. Yes, Money in the Bank is always good. We just need to. We need to figure out how to use that Money in the Bank briefcase, because it feels more dangerous than it does exciting these days. Like, how many people were chatting on about Tiffany Stratton's failed cash-ins, and like how many people have been so annoyed for the last few months. Do you really want that? I don't know. Archie, the amount of times I've heard Logan Paul be called a social media megastar is ridiculous. But it's true. It's one of those annoying things. It's true. And that's why he's such a good heel, because people hate him and they want to see him get punched in the face. But, you know, you cannot deny the money and the followers that he has. You just can't. Like his implausible, his podcast is one of the biggest in the world. Like people listen to him. He's got a following. Archie, LA Knight and Chelsea Green for Money in the Bank. Yeah, I can see that. I don't think so. I think LA Knight's lost his momentum massively. I don't think LA Knight's going to get anywhere near the world title next year or this year. Chelsea Green, let's see how she does with the US title. Let's see. We've got the Chelsea Green character with a title run. Let's see how she goes with this one. I would love her to go all the way and take the world title, but let's just see how she does with this US title. How they use her character as a champion with this title and see how it goes. Ben, we just need no over the top fake cash-ins. Yeah, that's true. Archie, they wasted Drew's run with the briefcase and it hurts my soul. Yeah, well, that's the thing, Archie. Like, if there's a reason behind the Money in the Bank briefcase, if there's a story, if there's a creative, if they got a plan with it, brilliant, great, absolutely. If they're just going to give it to someone and then figure it out afterwards, that typically doesn't work. So yeah. Charisma, I just hope Cena will do better than Austin Theory match. Yes. Yeah, that Austin Theory match was disappointing, to say the least. His last ever WrestleMania, whoever it is, whatever they're doing, it will be good. Like, I think Triple H will make sure that it's not just a tick box exercise, that it's really good. Archie, Lyra Valkyria, if she's called up, is this for the briefcase? It could be Lyra. I think she's going to be the first ever women's IC champion later this month. I think Dakota Kai is going to be attacked by Pure Fusion Collective, and Lyra Valkyria is going to take that title. Charisma, Drew should have cashed in the Money in the Bank briefcase and won the title, and then Punk cost him in the future. Yeah. No, it gave Drew motivation. It gave Drew this intense hatred of Punk, and it fed into them going into SummerSlam. And also, I did like Damian Priest having it, because they need to build more main eventers. They need to widen their circle outside of Cody, Roman, Rollins. Like they do. They need to bring in other people. So having someone like Damian Priest be legitimized for 4 or 5 months, giving it to Gunther. I would love, if he hadn't broken his ankle, I'd have loved Bronson Reed to have become a champion this year. And legitimize Bronson Reed as another main eventer. I want them to get Karrion Kross up to that level. I think he could be the next biggest heel in the company. He could have a world title run and smash it. You need to kind of raise up these other. You need and if Drew wins the title and keeps it for 3 months until Punk comes back from injury, well, you don't get Damian Priest a champion. You don't get to elevate these other talents. Charisma, I also think that if Money in the Bank thing never happened, their feud wouldn't have been as good. Well, there you go. Gary McDonald, how you doing, mate? When's WWE Raw on Netflix and what time? It is tomorrow night in the UK. It is on Monday the 6th, but it starts at 1 a.m. in the morning, so it's technically Tuesday morning, but it's on Monday night and it's at 1 a.m. Archie, I learned to love Priest with his run. There you go. Charisma, Priest should win the US title again, win it, or Chad Gable when he might also win it. Yeah, I'd love Chad Gable to win a title. He deserves it. Archie, Shinsuke's been boring champion. I mean, he's only had it like 2 weeks. He's only had it a few weeks. Yeah, he should have, his match against Andrade should have been a title match. Making it a non-title match and having him win anyway was ridiculous. Like, at least make it a title match. Like, maybe you're protecting Andrade, maybe by having it not be. I don't know. Like, Because if Andrade's going to come back around, you can't and he's already lost a title match, then you can say you've already lost a title match, you don't deserve another one. So maybe they were protecting him, but it still felt a bit random. I want Montez Ford to win that US title. I want Montez Ford to have a massive 2025, have a massive singles run and win that title. But we'll see. Gary McDonald, will Lesnar ever come back? You never say never. If this thing with Vince McMahon blows over, give it a couple of years, you can see Lesnar coming back as like a special attraction in Saudi or for one more match at WrestleMania. Yeah, I think he could come back at some point. I just don't think in the near future. Actually, I swear he's had it. Only had one defense in a month and a half. Yeah. It's because they were working through the women's US title tournament, weren't they? And again, like on Raw, people have been complaining that the men's tag titles weren't defended that often. Did JD and Finn only defend it once in like 3 months? But they were focusing on other stuff on Raw. Andrade should hold the IC title and US title at the same time. I feel like that would be sick. That would be cool. That would be cool. Archie loves Shinsuke, but he's been slightly lackluster. Yeah, I think in his defense, I think he has just been off in Japan having a couple of matches over there. So I think that might be why he's been off. But yeah. Gary, what do you think will happen with the bloodline? I think The Rock is going to come in and put it all on its head regarding tribal chief and high chief and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, wait and see what happens tomorrow night with The Rock. Hopefully, we actually get something. We don't just have The Rock show up and do some mystical sign. Hopefully, he actually comes and does something, and we don't have to wait till next week to find out what he's done. But yeah, right. A quick stream, over an hour and 22 minutes. I'm going to call that because it is a Sunday night. It is work in the morning, so I'm going to go. But this has been fun. Archie, 11 p.m. tomorrow. 11 p.m. So I'll see you there. Gary, who do you think The Rock will help? I think he won't help anybody, but he'll attack Roman afterwards. So yeah. But guys, this has been fun. I've really enjoyed these chats. I know we've kind of got a little bit deeper than normal, and we've kind of been a bit more controversial than normal, but I love chatting to you. I love hearing your thoughts and opinions on stuff. Thank you for joining us. And tomorrow night, first ever Raw on Netflix, 11 p.m. we're going to start. Have a great day tomorrow. You guys take care.